Hi, I'm home today and I'm going to show you what I'm making. It's my day off. And what do I do on my day off? I sew. I have to get ready for work tomorrow, so I have to make some tie-on dog bandanas. I have lots of slip over the collar, but I'm out of extra smalls. So while I'm sitting around, I'm going to show you my bandanas I'm making. I have 6 different sizes. This is an extra small template. I'm going to trace the fabric with this. Do you know that there's more boy dogs than girl dogs? It's true. I always run out of boy bandanas first. Always. So I always have to make extra. There's always more boy dogs. You can get these templates off Etsy. That's why I ordered them. There's all different kinds. So I fold this fabric in half. I'm just going to trace this. It's probably going to be hard to see with this pattern, but I'll figure it out. I'm using the pin, obviously. When I open it up, I have one side of the bandana. So I'm going to cut a bunch of these out. This fabric was on clearance. I think it was only like $2 a yard or something, so I got a bunch of it. And it's good for boys. It's a good boy color. I actually could go on a girl too. I could put some diamonds on them. With all the leftover scrap pieces, I'm going to make slip over the collar bandanas with these because you don't need that much fabric. So I'm going to have these for the tie-ons. They waste a lot of fabric using these, but then you can go back and use the scrap pieces for the slip over the collar. And all I do with those is I drew a line here and I just cut them right there. It was basically the same size, but smaller. I have 8 separate pieces, which is going to make me 4 bandanas. I'm just going to pin these together. I'm going to put right sides together. And we're just going to pin one pin in the middle. I'm going to go around and sew all these in the sewing machine. This will give me 4 bandanas, at least to get me through work tomorrow for sure. I do mostly small dogs, but I do some big dogs. I think tomorrow, I don't know what I'm doing tomorrow, but I have lots of large dog bandanas, so I just need to be prepared because some dogs don't wear collars, so they have to have a tie on. They can't have a slip over the collar because they don't have a collar on, and they can't go home naked. That just would not be right. I'm going to move over to the sewing machine. I'm just going to sew along the edge, starting here, all the way around the neckline, back down. And then I'm just going to leave a space about this big because that is how I'm going to turn it inside out. And then I'm going to sew that seam in a little bit. All right, so I have them all trimmed, all the edges trimmed, and I'm going to take my chopstick and turn them inside out. I left the opening right here on the edge. I have them all sewed and ironed. All I have to do is close the seams on them, and I have one slip over the collar that I made with the leftover scrap fabric. I'm going to sew this one together. Okay, all the bandanas are done, and I'm just going to put embellishments on. Just going to use E6000 fabric glue down there. And put a green bow on. Okay, while these are drying, I am going to go through all these fat quarters and sew them all together, and I'm going to make a shower curtain. Isn't that cute? I think it's cats. That's okay. It's going to look like a quilt. I'll make one big shower curtain out of all this fabric. Okay, I have my old shower curtain here, and I'm just going to measure it, and I'm going to try to make this curtain the same size. I'm just going to sew all the squares together until it's this big. I'm really not that good at math, but this actually is going to be easy to figure out. These fat quarters are 10 inches by 10 inches. So if I want them like 72 by 74 inches altogether, I'm just going to need 7 of these one way, and I'll just round it up. I'll do 8 one way and 8 the other way, and then I can just trim it to fit. So that's what I'm going to do. I just want to be clear, this is not a how to make bandanas or how to make a shower curtain video. This is a what I'm doing on my day off video. So I just want to show you how cute they are when I'm done, because I am not a teacher, I am a dog groomer, and I just make dog stuff. So if you know how to sew, you can figure this out on your own. I'm just giving you all ideas if you want to make some dog stuff. I'm just pinning them together, and I'm going to right sides together, and I'm just going to sew. See, I'm sewing them all together. So this is going to be attached to this one. Very easy, and hopefully it won't take me too long. I'm just going to put a pin in, and I'm just going to come back and sew all the edges, and then I'll be able to open it up when I'm done. All right, I have all 10 pieces pinned together. I'm just going to sew down the side. Back stitch. I have 6 strips of fat quarters sewn and I ran out of fat quarters. So what I did on my last strip is I just made a 10-inch by 100, I think by 100 inches. Anyway, I use this pink gingham checkered fabric that I'm just going to use for the last piece of the curtain, and I'm going to sew all these pieces together. This long strip, I don't know how many I have, maybe 8. I was going to do 10, but I don't think that's necessary. So I'm going to sew these all together. It has taken me a very long time to sew all these pieces together, but I'm finally done, and now I'm just ironing the end. Hold on. I'm just ironing the end of the curtain so I can put a seam along the bottom and a seam along the top. This is taking longer than I expected. It's bedtime. But anyway, I'm almost finished. So, like I said, I ironed the bottom of this, and I'm just going to put a seam along the bottom. I'm finally almost done. The whole thing is sewed together. All I have to do is cut some holes at the top to slide the hooks through. And then I'm going to put on some fray check because that keeps it from tearing. I don't have rivets. I think they're called rivets, the metal circles. So I'm just going to cut some holes since it's my bathroom. And I really don't care. You know, no one's ever going to notice. Just going to cut some holes in the top. Like I said, and put some fray check on to seal it. And hang these bad boys up so I can go to bed.